Okay, so to send our information to SketchUp or SketchUp layout, when we're looking in top plan view, we're only going to see the top views of our walls. So we want to be able to show our window and door information and location, and we do so by cutting through our walls at approximately eye level. So to do that in SketchUp, we need to create a section plane. And right now I've already created some, so I'm just going to delete this one. So here I am in top plan view. I deleted the section that I created. So I can see the top of my walls. Right now I just have one with door there. I want to be able to see that in plan. So I'm going to create a section plane. If I go up into my tools menu, I can see there's section plane or command Y. Selecting that, I'm going to call this my second floor plan. I will use number 2, that's fine. And I'm going to place this. So right now I've already set my view. I'm in top plan view. So that's why this plane is blue, because I'm locking to the blue axis. If I went over this direction, I could lock it on the green axis or red, right? So I want to pick an axis and create then my section through that. In this case, I am creating a plan view, so I do want to lock it to the blue axis. And then it creates this section cut. So I just did, and it's highlighted in orange, and it's number 2, which is fine. But I don't want it at that location. I want to set where that is. So I'm with it selected, I'm going to use my move tool, and then I'm just going to bring this up. See, if I go too far, then that view is still only going to be the top of the walls. I want to take it so that I'm cutting through my doors and windows. So that works. And then I'm going to go, I can see that this is the view that I want to show, actually, but I don't want to show. I'm going to hide these for now. So I want to save this view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to my scenes, and I'm going to create, I'll get rid of this one. Okay, I have to do that again. So I hid my section planes, and right now I see no section planes. So I need to make sure they're checked on. So up into my view menu, I turn on my section planes, and I can see they're visible here. So this is the main floor. This is the one I want to use. I need to go to my layers. Okay, I deleted the scene and it deleted. Okay, I'm going to do a main floor. I've already done that, but here's the section plane here, and I can see I've moved it down, so this is my main floor. I'm going to create a new scene, so I want it to be, I'm going to hide these. I can also right click and make this, I can see with it selected, it's the active cut. So I'm going to go top plan view. I'm going to create a new scene. And I can rename this scene. So with my scene window expanded, I can select my scenes. I can change the name of it here. So this is main floor plan number 2. I we will get into this, but you can see that you can turn on and change different settings. So you could only show, this is kind of like our visibility settings in Vectorworks. I can have some visible layers shown, style and fog, shadow settings, axis location. So this is my main floor plan 2, and I'm gonna save that. When I save this scene and create the scene, these scenes, there's tabs along the top, so I can just go main floor plan 1 and main floor plan 2, and they look the same because they're approximately the same location. Now, what I can do, for instance, so I have this already set up. I'm also going to change my style. So if I go to Style menu, there's a couple styles right now available in the model. There's also default styles, so you can change already existing styles here. I can also add a new style, which is what we want to do. So in my model, I have this one. I'm gonna get rid of this. This little icon up here creates a new style. So I'm going to create a new style, and I'm going to use those settings that, oh, that's why, in the images that I sent you. So we're going to create a new section style, a style specifically for sectional views of my model. So I'm going to call this section style for section views of model. Okay, I can see when I did this, what happened is this little icon over here changed to a little refresh button. So I've made these changes, but they haven't applied them to the style. So I'm gonna refresh, and now that basically saves the information for that style. So I'm in this section style selected. I can go to the edit menu along the top here, and here's where all those settings are. So I'm going to go up to preview. I want to select the last icon and make sure I have this all as it is. I'm gonna go like this. Oh, I can't shrink my window very easily. There we go. So I want to go to this menu. I want to make sure my section planes is checked. I don't want to see my guides or the section fill. It's a little bit different than but I want those on, turn off foreground photo, because we don't have one. Section cut width. So we can specify here's those active selection section, right? So that's why it's orange, because it's orange here. If I wanted to change that color, I could. The section fill right now is gray, but if I wanted it to be black, I could do that there, and I might want to change that. So now I'm going to go down. Oh, I want to turn off section planes. And then I will go to the other image, this one. So I'm going to go back in. I'm going to change the profile so it's this. This one is selected. I can see that I want my edges, I want my profiles. And I want them to be 1 instead of 2. So that's our line weight of the lines, and then we want it to be SketchUp is quite thick. So when we're creating these documents, we want them to be a little bit thinner. So again, I go into my profiles, I have them selected, but I'm only doing a line weight of 1. And then that's all of that image. This one, I go to the second. These are a bit different, this version. So here, font color, black, white, back, style, profiles did that. Oh, here we go. I want to choose this style here and enable transparency. And I want to turn that off. And then I go to the next one, which is my background, and I want it to be white, and I want no sky and no ground. Now, before I do anything, I want to make sure I update this style and save it. So I click on my little update button and it's updated. Now I can go back here and I will go File, Send to Layout. Oh, right. You have to save it first because it wants the most updated file because we're cross-referencing these files. And it brings me into creating a new document. I'm going to choose my template that I want to use. And I can see that it's brought in my floor plans. So I just have one page. So if I go to my pages, I have 2. So there's a cover page with all the information, and then there's my one that I just brought in. So if I go into my pages and I duplicate my page, I can see that I have 1 here and then I have 1, 2. Duplicating it's going to keep that viewport in the same location. So now here I'm on my page and I can select this viewport. So I can see when I click on this object, this is my a viewport window into my SketchUp model. I can, by double clicking on this takes me into my model. Right now I could orbit this, I could change my view just by double clicking on that viewport. I can go up to my SketchUp model and I can set my view. So right now, here's that main floor plan 2, and I can say set this scene, and this is why we want to organize those scenes in SketchUp so that we can easily select them here. I can also change this to my last, it's going to be the same. But I can set the views here, or I can go in and if I want to change this and save this view. There's also standard views, so I could do top, bottom, front, back, ISO, all those are there as well. I can change my scale so that it is to scale, so if I want it at 1/4 inch a foot, there's 1:48 right there, and I can play with these settings as well. So right now I do have my viewport selected. I can copy it, so Command C, and I can go to my next page or a new page, and I can go paste, and there I have a new viewport too. So if I don't duplicate my page, I can easily copy and paste that viewport again. You only want, it's only like one viewport into this SketchUp model, and in that viewport we set what scene or view it is viewing into basically.